I failed as an actor, he failed as a director, we didn't catch your attention, we have not given you something that keeps you glued. You know, we have been very frivolous enough to have statements like, oh, film should only be 2 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes, but then comes an animal that goes more than 3 hours and is celebrated, you know. Yeah. It is about the connection. I'm a nepo kid by association.
Aayush is not an actor. When you're trying to make a big film with a smaller budget, the challenges are more. Every director dreams that I get 5 days to shoot one action sequence and isko 5 दिन shoot करेंगे, but then we come back to reality and say 2 दिन है, 2 दिन में करके दिखाओ.
You need to be so good that they can't ignore you, and you need to be ready for every opportunity that comes your way.
अल्लाह के बंदे हंस दे, अल्लाह के बंदे, अल्लाह के बंदे हंस दे, जो भी हो कल फिर आएगा.
Hi, this is Sheetal. Welcome to Pinkvilla. Action is the buzzword for the day because I'm getting into a conversation with the team of Ruslaan. Let's welcome Aayush, Sushrii and Karan. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing firstly?
I'm good. How are you?
All good, all good. I must say, what a kick-ass trailer. Man, I got to know that I have to interview you guys and I'm like, let's just watch the trailer. I watched it thrice because I loved it so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making that. I want to start off by asking you, Aayush. Yeah. What made you want to make Ruslaan your next movie?
Just the graph of the story. It's not the action that is the driving force, to be honest. And we wanted to keep the trailer very precise. A lot of things are not revealed in the trailer, to be honest. A lot of spoilers are not given out. We are very particular about the fact that we didn't want the audience to sit into the theater and be anticipating this. Okay, this is going to happen. This is also going to happen. So for me, it's the emotion of Ruslaan, the journey of a boy who has a guitar in his hand, ends up becoming a lion with a gun in his hand. That arc is what was the most interesting element for me, the way he's beautifully stitched the emotion. It's not about the number of people who die in the film. It's the number of people, it's a journey of a man who basically wants to find his own identity. I found it quite unique that, you know, usually when you come up with an action film, you always talk about patriotism. I want to save the country, I want to save my nation, I want to save this person. Here, I want to save my identity. I want to form it. I want people to know who I am. That is one thing that resonated a lot with me, and that's why Ruslaan.
And for you, Sushrii, how did this role come to you?
I think I was incredibly lucky, but apart from that, I auditioned for it. So when the makers of Ruslaan were looking for an actress, they were looking for an actress who could act, dance and could do action. So my name was recommended by director Aayush Sharma, and then they had already done some background check on me. They just wanted to see if I could act or not. So I was asked for an audition. I sent my audition, and within 30 minutes I got a call, and the next thing I knew was that I was sitting on a table and they were narrating the story to me, and halfway I'm just thinking in my head that why are they even narrating? Like, this is such a fantastic role. Yeah. These guys, all of them look fantastic. I mean, let's just sign. Like, I don't even want to like have this conversation. Let's lock dates and yeah.
But since you come from a world of pageantry, right?
Yes.
How different is the world of cinema to you? And was there like a bubble that just got burst, and when you entered the industry and you're like, okay, this is different from what I have done before?
I definitely knew that it's going to be different because the world of pageantry is very different. I mean, you're celebrating women over there. It's a celebration of womanhood, and it gives us a fantastic platform to push our horizons. But the day I decided that I wanted to act, I knew that this is a completely different avenue that I am entering into and opening myself into. So there was no myth really, because I knew, I had that reality check from the beginning that what I'm going to do right now is going to be completely different. So I was like, I entered with a very open mind.
Yeah, that's amazing. Karan, talking about the movie itself, I want to know, as a director for you, what are the lesser talked about challenges while shooting or directing an action film?
I think I'll put it this way, right? When you're trying to make a big film with a smaller budget, the challenges are more. Challenges are more from the perspective that we have to make sure that our visual scalescape is not compromised, because that's something that is what the audience is going to come to the theaters for. But while there are films with bigger budgets who have unlimited access to safety and particularly precautions that are taken in those sequences, films like ours have to somewhere compromise on those factors in some way. Every director dreams that I get 5 days to shoot one action sequence and इसको 5 दिन shoot करेंगे, but then we come back to reality and say 2 दिन है 2 दिन में करके दिखाओ. So stuff like that. But I honestly feel it also as a positive, because it also pushes your limits to do it in that much. It also pushes Aayush to say, you know what, I don't care if there's a mat over there or not, I'm going to jump. And I think that's what becomes the heart of the film. That's what makes a film like this what it is.
Yeah, true. When you say this in one of your earlier interviews, I think you mentioned that the scene after, in the trailer, जब सुनील शेट्टी sir आते हैं, उसके बाद वाला जो scene है, that was a little difficult for you because they wanted you to do it in one take, right? So at this point in your career, how do you navigate your strength and weakness knowing that you're doing this movie and there's an audience out there waiting to watch?
I don't know what are my strengths. I don't really want to focus on it, because I believe the moment you realize what you're good at, that's the end of it. Now you know. Then somewhere down the line the cheating starts. Yeah. Then okay, today I'm not having a good day, maybe I'm not performing, or maybe this look works for me, then suddenly you squint your eyes, you do this, you try to overcompensate because maybe I'm not performing from my heart. So knowing your strength is something I don't want to do. I want to know my weaknesses. I want to be pushed to my limit. Then there are people who are believers, like my director. -6, bare body. You don't have time to rehearse. As you rightfully said, we didn't have the budgets to have 12 days of rehearsals and this and safety in place and everything. When he narrated the sequence to me, that this is what you're doing, and he told me exactly, very sweetly, he was kind enough, and he was a beautiful human being. Just 45 minutes before he executed, this is going to be one take. So, at that point in time, it sets in that paranoia. That shit is going to be one take. How do I execute it? I'm not prepared for it. I'm not rehearsed for it. Will I be able to do it? Is this? What if it's sloppy? What if it looks bad? What if it is? But at that point in time, I didn't think so I could be able to do it. To be honest, somewhere down the line, I said, okay, fine. If I don't achieve it, maybe he'll have to go into cuts and cuts. He'll have to cut it out into different pieces. Yeah. But then, the sense of belief he had, because when the action director, Mr. Dhaiya, he was saying, okay, if this doesn't happen and the sunlight was going, all that production nonsense that keeps going on, we don't have one more day, so we'll have to do it. He said, I'm ready to shoot it in bits and pieces. It's okay. He said, "Arey wo karega."
That belief, yeah.
The belief he instills in you that wo karega, and that for me has to be something that what inspires you to get up, to do it, execute it. There's nothing more beautiful for an actor after a cut to turn back to his director, who is like
that acknowledgement, yeah.
And that is when it happens. It is amazing. When the take happened and people started clapping, people from the local crew from Azerbaijan who don't know who I am, everybody's clapping, and people have this kind of support that people give out to each other. Oh, this happened, yeah, did it. I think it comes only with a set format that my director believes in me. He wants to put me in a pedestal in front of the audience. He has given me the platform. He has thought it through. He's what the whole team is believing in me to execute. Now it's up to me to take that leap of faith and do something which maybe I didn't think I'm capable of.
When you say this, we are living in this world of social media, right?
Yeah.
Where everything is changing in 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and the attention span is also reduced.
Yeah.
So for you guys as actors, and sir, for you as a director, what is it that is there in Ruslaan or in any movie that you want to make that is going to hold the audience for a longer time? Because when you go to theatres, you just see that people are so frivolous and just doing their own thing. So
I would say the unpredictability. That is what is going to keep the audience on the edge of their seat. What is going to happen next? I promise you. Yeah. I promise you can't predict it. And that is what is going to, make them want to come back and say, "ये मैंने नहीं सोचा था." I think that's what matters.
See, I also believe it's connection.
Yeah.
You know, we have been very frivolous enough to have statements like, oh, film should only be 2 hours, 2 hours, 10 minutes, but then comes an animal that goes more than 3 hours
3
and is
hours.
celebrated, you know. It is about the connection. If you're able to hold the audience's attention for that period of time, people are with you. I never say blame the audience, blame your making. If there are people who are picking up their phones while they're watching a scene, I don't blame the audience who's bought a ticket. It's a very simple thought process. If you purchased my ticket, you have gone to watch my movie, you are invariably wanting to like the movie because you don't want to pay for something and then we feel disheartened.
Should be
about
value
it.
for money.
Yeah, you would want to feel somewhere you are more forgiving in a theater because you inherently want to come out and say I had a good time. You know. Now this subtle thought process, if I'm evoking that emotion in you that you feel the urge to check your phone, it's not your problem, it is my problem. I failed as an actor, he failed as a director, we didn't catch your attention, we have not given you something that keeps you glued. So it is when people say people are getting fidgety, I don't think so people are getting fidgety, maybe our filmmaking is getting stale.
Yeah, true that. That's such a nice way to put it actually, right? Yeah. What's your take on that?
I actually agree with them, and I'm so new that for me, all these little things now I would not really notice, and I would not really have the awareness to even know. But then now that I worked with them, and they're so intellectually inclined, and they know so much. I have learned so much. Like, I feel like Ruslaan was the best film school for me. So all these things that I have learned from them, from Yunus sir, from my action directors, I hope I carry that forward and and imbibe it as an actor, as an artist.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I hope.
Ayush, you had 2 options, right? Either you get into politics or you get into I want to really ask you, what made you choose acting over politics? Did you have like, मैं अपने आप को इतने साल दे दूँगा and let's see where it takes me, or you had a straightforward thought that acting it is?
Point number 1, acting was not definitive for me because when I came to Mumbai, I came to auditions and struggled.
Yeah.
Acting was not a definitive thought process. The thought of not being in politics came only with an emotion that if you do something with heart, if you have, your heart is in the right place. My grandfather did some very good work. My father does very good work. He has a connection with the people. He resonates with their emotion. He resonates with the thought process. That's why the number of years they've been winning elections. I didn't feel that I have that in me. Because even though I pursue it, I'm a firm believer, live your dreams. And even if you do not have the liberty to live your dreams, at least try, attempt once to do it. Because you should never turn around and say, what if? I never wanted to be a person when I was in post my schooling. I never wanted to be a person who says, oh, it was my dream to be in movies, but I took up acting, politics, but the heart still says that I wanted to do that.
Right.
So for me, it was very simple that I don't think so. I'm passionate about it. And it's a public service. If you're getting into politics, it's public service. Anything, be it anything, even if you're a gardener, but a reluctant gardener, even the flowers don't bloom.
True.
Yeah. So reluctancy in any profession would not have done me well. Today, as an actor, when I'm in movies, I'm passionate about it. I can give it as many hours. I don't consider this work. I don't think so right now. I'm at work.
Work, right.
I
you
feel
love
this
doing
is,
it.
I love this. I love this part of movie making. I love telling stories. I love promotions. Unlike many actors who say, I don't like marketing, I love marketing.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about what I've done in the last 3 years.
Yes.
This is my journey. I wanted to go out to everybody. I want people to know my movies coming. I'm greedy. I want maximum number of people to flock into the theaters. So for me personally, this excites me. This gives me happiness. Even today. God forbid, if I'm no longer an actor, I would love to produce films. I would love to write films. I would love to be a product. I would love to get into a direction team.
Yeah.
Maybe work with Karan tomorrow and see.
You have
can I be
competition, Karan.
No, I would be assistant.
Watch out.
No, assistant. No. He's.
I just love movies. People can call me on a movie set and they can say, come on a movie set, hang out. I can hang out on a movie set.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can make friends with everybody. I make friends with spot boys. I make friends with DOPs. I love what's happening on screen. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah. It's crazy when you say this because you're not a nepo kid, but you're married into a film family.
I'm a nepo kid by association.
But how do you filter out the negativity that comes with that tag that you have?
I think you just develop immunity towards it. You just somewhere down the line, I believe that there are people, there's always a thought process. So just imagine, this is a very naive thought process. Maybe, Pinkvilla carries a picture of mine which is getting about 50 negative comments, 100 comments, 200 negative comments, 300 maybe. But then you convert it into the likes. The likes are sitting on 7,000. Now, what do I focus on? Do I focus on those 200, 300 negative abuses I'm getting, or the people who liked it?
Liked it, yeah.
So it is a matter of perspective. You look down, you read through it, you sometimes find obnoxious thought process, or there are people who are liking it, maybe not saying anything nice about you, but they liked it and moved on. So I believe that whatever the thought process is, irrespective, good, bad, and I like to always, lighten up my own mood by saying this: you love me, you hate me, but please do not ignore me.
Perfect. That should be a T-shirt line. Let's get it.
And I'm actually sometimes, I'm excited. Somewhere down the line, it's been a time when people turn around and say, "Do you get affected by it?" I said, "I don't know," because recently, in this marketing spree, we've been promoting. There have been good comments, there have been negativity going out there and all that. I just thought about it. I said, "You see, I do generate engagement for sure."
Yeah, that is so true.
Good thing is that I generate engagement.
I
Good or
agree.
bad, irrespective, I think I've done my bit.
Yeah.
I am saying something, either somebody agrees with it or disagrees with it. They want to troll me for it, or they want to praise me for it. Okay, whatever. But irrespective, whatever platform I am, I have generated engagement. People are watching it. Either you watch me out of love, or you watch me out of to abuse me, find reasons to abuse me. Keep doing it, keep watching me,
But
I'm
you're
fine.
still watching.
And if you're watching me so much, I can give you 2 hours of more watching of me. Please buy the ticket, come in. I have no problems. You can throw tomatoes also after that. I don't care. Just buy the ticket and throw the tomato. No problem.
How
Chalo.
amazing. Karan, back in the days, a movie was a complete entertainment because there's action, but there's also a side track of comedy that's going on. There's singing, dancing, like always, right? But nowadays you see there's a little change because of the evolution, right? You see that an action is completely full of action. So how do you feel that you want to put Ruslaan in a bracket or a segment, or is it like a complete entertainer?
It's an absolute complete entertainer. I feel like, honestly, it's not entirely true. You had different cinema even back then. You had, you had an Amol Palekar who came with a different cinema.
Yes.
But at the same time, you had wholesome entertainers. So, Ruslaan is an out and out wholesome entertainer.
Right.
Saying that, it's an wholesome entertainer with a very strong story. I feel like that's something we should never forget, because at the end of the day, kahani bolti hai. People are going to the theatres to watch the story.
Yeah.
In that story, there is comedy, there is dance, there is romance, there is action. They will lap it up. Everything has to be a part of it. Yeah, I'm not asking the audiences to go and watch how outstanding Ruslaan's action is. Of course, it is outstanding.
But there's much more to
But there is much more to it. So I think that's more important.
Yeah. But they also say that an actor needs to serve a director's vision, right? So I want to understand from you, what is the kind of vision you had for Aayush and Sushrii, both of them?
See, in all honesty, and I'm not saying this because we're sitting for an interview and we're promoting the film,
Right.
it's often, it feels like, oh, of course, Aayush is not an actor. Ayush.
Thanks, bro.
No, and
you just
I'm,
stripped me on my position. Thanks.
No, what I'm trying to say is, actors come on set.
Yeah.
They do their job. You say action, you say cut. He leaves the set, go back home, come back the next day.
Right.
Ayush lives with the film.
Yeah.
He breathes with that film. Like, there'll be a moment when you will stop breathing because he breathes the film so much. You wake up to his call discussing the film. You'll sleep to his call discussing the film. It's just everything. He's just so passionate and so involved. And Sushrii as well. I think Sushrii is also through this journey, molded and inculcated this vibe that was there on our set, where we were all just obsessing over the film. And I feel like that's a different world to be in. I have worked on movies in the past, but I have never worked in a space where it's just, if you're thinking of anything else, you'll be ashamed after 5 minutes because you're like, oh shit, मैंने दूसरा thought आया कैसे? ये गलत है, Ruslaan पे आओ. It's that.
Yeah.
See, it was a very funny thing. While the post-production of the film was going on, he got married. So he called me for his wedding, went. He's escorted me outside. We sat for 2 minutes, and you know, said, "So मैंने edit पे ना?" I said, "Bro, you know, don't worry. Today's your marriage. You know, enjoy, have a good time." So he said, "Yeah, actually, it's fine." So before the conversation, अच्छा मैंने edit पे पता है क्या सोचा है? And on his wedding day, तो हम क्या सोच रहे? ऐसा करेंगे, ऐसा करेंगे. So Shivani, his wife, has walked in and she just looked at both of us. She turned. She just turns like, my God, on wedding.
No, yeah. Oh my God, that's one day.
Yeah, one day also we were discussing. So I am thinking, Acha, what do I think? So then again we distract the conversation. We have to meet people.
Right.
And you know, we have become obnoxiously badly behaved human beings. We are obnoxiously badly behaved human beings. We go into a party, we distribute, we go meet, mingle with people, and every time we come back together like a team. हाँ, तो मैं क्या बोल रहा था कि अच्छा कल ना हमको ये करना चाहिए, हमको वो करना चाहिए. He'll give us out. Somebody comes, hi, loved your film, yeah, thank you, very good film, very good. हाँ, तो हम क्या बोल रहे थे? You know, it is become, we are so badly behaved. And he's married, couple of months. He's spending his nights with me in a very nice way. Let's not.
He said that after a pause.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, like in a very nice way. He's
Yeah.
hanging out in my house only most of the times. Then after that, poor thing, his wife goes to sleep, so he goes and sleeps on the couch. So the morning we wake up, acha, so yesterday night what we discussed, and then it goes again in a loop. So I think him and me need to do something on 27th. Because one on 26th the film is over. I don't know what we have to wake up to. You know, we have to wake up to something. So
There's going to be a void in our life.
Yeah. Probably Ruslaan part 2.
I hope and
Inshallah.
pray. I hope and pray that, you know, suddenly we'll say, yes, let's go for part 2.
Amazing. It just shows that how passionate all of you are, right? So Shreya, I want to ask you, when you took up this movie, right? It's like you did a role in Zero as well, but this is like start with a bang, right? Like everybody knows that you're doing this, singing, dancing, action, there is everything. But do you have like a strategy? Because anybody who's coming into the industry has like a strategy saying, "Mujhe ye karna hai," to make it big in this industry. So what's your take on that?
Well, Sheetal, my only strategy is that you need to be so good that they can't ignore you. And you need to be ready for every opportunity that comes your way. So that's something I did since the day I decided that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think because of that, I landed the film, touch wood, I've been lucky like that. And yeah, that's the only strategy, just keep working hard.
But you know,
and have fun.
Have fun, most important.
Yeah.
But you know, life also comes with a lot of rejections, not just in this industry, but overall.
Everywhere.
Right? Just wanted to ask the three of you, how do you turn that rejection into encouragement? Because it takes a lot to do that.
Allah ke bande has de, Allah ke bande, Allah ke bande has de, jo bhi ho kal phir aayega. Simple.
Simple, yeah.
Every time rejection, sing that song to yourself, and next day is a beautiful day. Start again, wrap up again. We have had many days in this film only where we thought this is the end. Maybe we don't have it in us anymore. There were times where all of us would some days, you know, wake up and say, "Bas yaar, ho gaya." Not more. Body's tired, everybody's tired. But the beauty about Ruslaan was that people would say, "Okay, you know what? We'll all crib about all the problems and talk about all these nonsense and everything." By the end of it, 2 hours. You know, I have to share the story. I have to tell you, finish and tell you the story, and then you turn around and say, "Don't worry, tomorrow we'll figure it out." So there was a moment, there was a night when we both were stressed. Me and Karan were stressed. 4 a.m. in the morning. Saw an edit, didn't like it. We didn't like what it was looking like. Both of us are thinking. Then we started jamming about some other conversation. Then we started making fun of ourselves. The night progressed to a point at 5 o'clock when we said, reshoot karenge kya?
Seriously?
Yeah. And I thought, because I have made him do a lot of things, I thought he said, "Bas bhai, ho gaya." So he got a, "Ha yaar, let's reshoot it. I will change the game this time." Yeah. So we gave him the name that day. I said, "I feel like I'm Jon Snow."
No, we don't say that.
What?
We don't say his name.
Why?
It's a fun one, yeah.
It's a fun one.
Okay.
So I said that, you know, I feel like I'm Jon Snow right now, who's holding a sword and the horses are coming towards me, and I'm like, one round more, And he said, I don't know why, you feel like Puss in Boots.
Oh my God.
I said, I mean, I am Jon Snow standing here with a big sword, and you look like a Puss in Boots with a small lion. You got sword in your hand. He's like, let's go. After that, we laughed for 1 hour more. You know, calling him Puss in Boots, laughing. He is also laughing. I am also laughing.
God.
Then he woke up in the morning and we forgot that we were supposed to be stressed. We were supposed to be quite stressed about what we've done. Now comes the question where we have to convince a producer.
Yeah.
Now the strategy is, how do we do this? So then, sir, so what we feed, and then so then he starts from one angle, I start from the other angle, and we both are like, like I have to pretend I don't want to do it. He has to pretend, has to do
Yeah.
it. And I'm like, no, sir, I don't have dates. I'm very tired.
तभी करना था.
I am very tired. No, not my problem, sir. My dates are gone, sir. My dates are gone. And from here he's saying, sir, I think it's very important. My film will suffer, sir. My film will. And he turned around to be, okay, please do it. So he got to the producer to the point where it's a night strategy that we have to do it as a team. But it's like, please do it for us. Okay, if you say so. And he just.
Oh my God.
Radhamohan sir, sorry, we've just spilled the beans.
And that's how this thing has happened. That's how. So I think we all have this spirit of Ruslaan, the lion in us. And by the end of it, bad days, sing the song, then eat good food, laugh at each other, and then go back to square one.
Oh my God. Just listening to all of this, I can imagine the amount of fun you must have had on the sets as well, right? Yeah. Can't wait to watch this movie. Lastly, I just want to ask you, if you had to give one reason to our audience why they should go to the theatres and watch Ruslaan, what would it be? We'll start with you.
Many reasons.
But
one would be, it's a film with a lot of heart. It's a film which has its soul at the right place. Please go, watch Ruslaan, connect with Ruslaan's heart. You will fall in love with him. You will come out clapping for him, crying for him, rooting for him.
Sounds exciting.
It's a complete paisa vasool. It's an absolute entertainer. You will be singing the song. You will be kicking and punching like Ruslaan, I promise. So you have to go. I mean, you will definitely go watch the film. I have absolute faith in you guys. So thank you so much for showing so much love and support to us so far.
Please watch the film. It is paisa vasool. Everybody, every member of your family will have a good time. You all can sit together and watch this film as a family, and you're going to have a good time. And I can vouch that we will get you to a point where you'll come out of the theatre singing, hey, 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 hey. So that's
amazing. Thank you so much for such a fun conversation.
Thank you,
Looking forward to
Shweta.
the
Thank
movie.
you.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you.